Good evening. It's good to be back with you for the eighth meditation on fasting of this Nativity season. My apologies for the lapse in timing, but things have been busy. What can I say? So, with your forgiveness and with the Lord's blessing, let us meditate on this topic a little bit further. I have a book today that I'd like to really be able to share with you in its totality, but unfortunately, we certainly don't have the time for that with a short meditation. So, this is a book by Father Alexis Trader, and one that I would really recommend, especially those of you who are, more of that sort of clinical mindset. The title of the book is Ancient Christian Wisdom and Aaron Beck's Cognitive Therapy, a meeting of the minds. And Google it, get that synopsis, and then you'll probably want to buy it. So this comes to us um, from the book, and again on the topic of fasting. In the battle against lust and gluttony, the monastic fathers consider bodily asceticism to be indispensable. They also note that given ascetic practice can sever a variety of purposes. Oh, given a in, that a, excuse me. They also note that a given ascetic practice can serve a variety of purposes. Fasting not only bridles gluttony, it also withers fleshly desire. Vigil not only weakens lust, it also gives wings to prayer. Sometimes monks would employ one form of asceticism to discourage lapses from another. For example, St. John Climacus refers to ascetics who would chastise lapses in fasting by standing throughout the night. In general, ascetic labor and hardship free the soul from bondage to physical pleasures and creature comforts. St. Gregory Palamas indicates that bodily fasting, hardship, and vigil are also conducive to prayer and compunction. Even manual labor has its ascetic and therapeutic value. For as Abba Dorotheus observes, labor humbles the body, and when the body is humbled, the soul is humbled with it. Physical work can act as an anchor that moors the mind otherwise endangered by the storm of bad thoughts, whereas handcrafts keep wind in the sail of the soul, otherwise marooned on a desert isle of listlessness, idleness, and sleepiness. Simply keeping busy with tasks keeps the mind occupied and leaves less time for struggling with bad thoughts. Prostrations and a prayerful stance are behaviors frequently encountered and actively encouraged in Eastern Orthodox worship in order to bring about a proper cognitive approach to God and self. St. John Climacus gives a rationale for these practices when he advises beginners in prayer to adopt the stance of a person who prays with piety, since, in the case of the imperfect, the mind often conforms to the body. Elsewhere, the author of the latter chronicles both how an illumined abbot ordered a formerly arrogant monk to make prostrations at the gate of the monastery, and how the monk's inner sentiments grew more humble and contrite over time. East and west, the church fathers note, when the body is bent at a brother's feet, humble feelings are either awakened in the heart itself or are strengthened if already present. And so, yet again, we have the affirmation over and over and over that fasting, in and of itself, on its own, while a resource and a tool, is not going to be completely and totally effective in helping us develop a better existence. And so, as is suggested here, so must we take this prescription on for ourselves. And so, whether it is taking this opportunity of the Nativity fast to double down on our duties at home, or perhaps even using it as an opportunity, as I think some already do, for acts of charity and volunteer work, an additional effort is what is required of us. And it's all done so that we may better have a chance at accessing that queen of all virtues, humility. Humility, which any and every other virtue is impossible without it. And so with humility, we will find that opportunity for charity. With humility, we will find that opportunity for patience. With humility, we will find that opportunity to be a loving and compassionate person. With humility, we will find that the pointing of fingers is not conducive to anything but destruction of relationships. And so it is with humility, through the practices of prayer, of labor, of giving, and of fasting at the base and at the core, that we will have a shot, we'll have a chance to taste, to achieve, and perhaps even to grow in the virtue of humility. It is with this prayer that we'll go forward with the remainder of our day. May God bless you and keep you wherever you are, and grant you strength in all of your pursuits that are beneficial to our salvation.